Today on the channel, we get ultimate with the NWO Macho Man Target exclusive.
The spirit of Ultimate Warrior will run forever!
Welcome everyone, Kyle here, and welcome back to the channel for another WWE Mattel Ultimate Edition unboxing and review. And today here at the table, we've got the Target exclusive NWO Macho Man. But for all your non-Target exclusive wrestling figure needs, make sure you're hitting up Ringside Collectibles. Use discount code Kyle to save yourself 10%. And of course, we're going to do this unboxing and review like we do all the other unboxings and reviews on the channel. We're going to take a look at the packaging. We're going to talk about it. We're going to unbox it. We're going to talk about it. We're going to see where it goes from there. And I got to give a shout out to Dougie, local collector. Everybody knows Dougie in the old local scene. He did find these, of course, today. He found actually 2 of these and said, hey, I will give you one to review. Just find me one in return if I don't find one soon enough. So I'm on the hunt for another one for him and myself, of course, as I do need a mint-on-card copy. And we'll get there. I don't expect huge challenges with this one. I think at this point in time, Batista, pretty reasonable, pretty easy to get if you are looking for a Batista. If not, you can get him basically cost plus shipping online. I got to think Macho Man will be in the same boat as well. You just got to wait the first month, 6 weeks or so, let distribution catch up. All that kind of good stuff is obviously when they first do start hitting, they are very hard to find. I would not recommend paying over $100 like people do on something like this when it will be a little easier to get. Of course, we have our pre-orders as well out there, so more to come on that. But let's take a look at the packaging. Let's start it off like a normal review with this old Macho Man. And we know this Ultimate Edition box, and of course it's very similar to the Batista box, which we unboxed on the channel. If you missed that Batista review, check that one out. You got the red border against the white with the big window there. Macho Man, extra heads, hands, soft good shirts, bandanas, glasses. What's there not to like about the old Macho Man here? And of course, later on, we'll compare it to another NWO Macho Man that was also an exclusive. We'll talk about that a little bit later, but there's that there. On the side, you got the Macho Man looking good, looking like he's a member of the Team Madness, of course. NWO Macho Man, very cool. I did predict this figure. I also predicted King Macho Man, a throwback to the Ringside exclusive for 2022. Unfortunately, that Macho King doesn't look like it's going to land in 2022, but this one did, and like I said, I called it last year. I figured this would happen this year. And there on the back, you got Macho Man. You got a figure glamour shot, and you got a regular glamour shot. We got the blurb, we got the tail of the tape, and a whole lot of fun as usual, Ultimate Edition on the top. Let's read the back. Let's see what all the fuss is about with the old Macho Man Randy Savage. Height 6'2" from Sarasota, Florida. Beautiful this time of year. Finisher, the flying elbow drop. Career highlight, WCW champion. Maybe his WCW career highlight. But it says on the back here, when the NWO ran roughshod over WCW in 1996, Randy Savage was one of the few superstars who took the fight to the black and white. Ever cunning and never to be trusted, Macho Man turned his back on WCW, joined the NWO, and aligned himself with his old pal, Hollywood Hogan. Ooh, yeah. So there you go. That's what it says on the package there. Open this bad boy up. Of course, it opens up like a shoebox. We know all the writing there. It's the WWE Ultimate Editions, things like that. Little Easter eggs to the box. We got Too Sweet right there. And we got, ooh, yeah, once again over here. So always cool to see the little Easter egg sayings we get on our Ultimate Edition figures. And as I said, these do fold right up very well. Off to the races. See you later. Goodbye. How about Macho Man in the old plastic prison? There he is. We got bandanas. We got glasses. We got heads. We got all kinds of stuff. Hands. We got shirts. We got the figure. What is this? It's like a, oh, it's a belt. Actually, I was like, is that a fanny pack? Did Macho Man pack in his fanny pack? It is a belt for the old Macho Man, so it looks really good there. Very cool, plastic prison. Gonna have to get the scissors out with this one because it looks like he is strapped in a few spots, including the hand. It always is weird when they strap the hands in, I always think. I mean, not that we definitely don't want loose hands floating around in the package, but it's just always a little strange to see them locked in like that. And then he's got one leg locked in, and it's very difficult to get to, it looks like. Huh, well, we'll get there. We'll get there, but let's get this head out of here. There's one head. There's two head. Two head. There's glasses. Oh my gosh, even the Madness do-rag is locked in. It just slides right out. Well, that's easy enough, I guess. Shirt. fanny pack that's not really a fanny pack. It's more of a belt, but it's fun to pretend it's a fanny pack for the old Macho Man. Get the hands out and get Macho out. Come on, Macho. Be a man, Mach. It's funny, I was listening to the Macho Man rap album not too long ago. My daughter had never heard it, and I said, oh my gosh, you're missing out on probably the greatest rap album of all time. So I had to play that for her, and she found out that Hulk needs to be a man, needs to step up to the charity events, see you later, fight the Macho Man for charity. Unfortunately, that never did go down. Spider-Man style, bam, see you later, goodbye. Twist ties off to the side. But if you haven't listened to the Macho Man's rap album, man, what are you waiting for? Drop this review, get over to that, get that done, and then come back here. All right, we'll look at these figures, but we're going to start with the accessories like we always do. A little bit perplexing here, as I always think with Ultimate Editions, we also should have a set of hands on the figure, and then maybe 2 sets of hands there, but we only get 1 extra set of hands with Macho, and it is the gloved, sprawled out hands, the open hands for Macho. I guess feeling the madness in the air, but I would have liked a fist. You guys know me, I always want fists with my wrestlers. Unfortunately, we don't get that with the Macho Man. We do get this Madness belt here. Nice fringe on the bottom there. Of course, has Madness across there. Looks good. It's like a lot of other belts. It does collapse together. Good coloring, white. Then you got the black outline letters of the Madness. So there you go. Feel the madness once and for all. We do get a bandana do-rag for Macho Man. Him and Hogan both love their do-rags. We all know that. It does say Madness here to match the shirt, of course. So we do have that. We do get a pair of shades with the Macho Man. Very, very cool. Unfortunately, I had a pair of these and I broke them just recently. They dropped on the floor and just broke right on the ear part. So very disappointing. Gonna have to track down some new Macho Man glasses. But very cool glasses there. And then we do get another shirt for the Macho Man. And oh, what do you know? It's like the Stone Cold Steve Austin ones. You actually pull it over the figure. There's no Velcro involved on this one. So to me, I like the Velcro. I know some people like this better. It's just up to your opinion and choose your own adventure, as we always say. But this is the Macho Man in jail, a very classic t-shirt of the Macho Man. And we'll have all this for all the glamour shots in this very video, as you guys know. Now we're going to get down to the Macho Man, and we got the extra heads with him here. And Macho Man always looks funny to me without a do-rag or a bandana or a crown, things like that. He always looks like his hair is like greasy and kind of greased down or something. Maybe that's just me. I don't know, but let's break down this figure. Let's see what all the fuss is about here. And let's start with the head, and we'll talk about all 3 of these heads. Got a little bit of a grinning Macho Man head going on here. Just kind of a little open mouth, not frowning, not happy, somewhere middle of the road. And when you get multiple heads, you always need a middle of the road head, and we get that here with Macho Man, which I do approve of. His other 2 heads are a little crazier here. We get the open tongue, open mouth Macho Man. Now, you guys have heard me on the channel. If you've watched my prior videos, I'm not a big fan of tongue out figures, like wrestling figures with the tongue out. Just doesn't do a lot for me. Unless you're an action figure photographer doing a lot of photography and stuff, maybe you need the use for this. But to have him or any other figure with their tongue out, it's just not for me as far as the display I would do for the head of the Macho Man. It's just not for me. But it is cool for those of you guys that like that. And then we do get a grumpy Macho Man. It's not too different than the stock head on there, just a little grumpier is what I would say. He always looks weird though. Like I said, without the bandana, without the glasses, you barely are like, yeah, is that really Macho Man? But I would know this. I see this head loose on the floor. Oh, what's that Macho Man head doing there? And that's always a good litmus test, so you know exactly who it is. Now we get to the figure here. Time to break this one down. It is the ultimate style, of course. That means it does have the ultimate posability, ultimate across the board. First thing I notice here is the Madness shirt, a very, very iconic Macho Man shirt from his time in WCW and the NWO, of course. Very nice soft goods material. Got the NWO logo, the Madness, the torn kind of tattered sleeves. Very, very clean looking, though. I wish they would kind of stay down a little bit more. I'm sure you could work on that, but very fresh. Obviously, this is right off the package, so that makes sense. You do get the side-to-side with the head, of course. You do get the waist side-to-side. You do get the ab hula hoop going on, the hula hoop articulation. You do get the butterfly shoulders on him, go all the way back, arms all the way around, bicep cut, double-jointed, pinless elbows, removable hands as well, and then you got painted on forearm wrist tape there. Looks good. Then you get down to the lower half of the body. You do get a thigh cut. You do get double jointed knees. They are not pinless though, but we do get double jointed knees there. You do get a boot cut. You do get the ankles up and down side to side. And then you do get that Todd McFarlane patented toe articulation. Got to have that there. I do got a little bit of white overspray around the thigh cut a little bit. So that is something to take note of, a little bit on his butt as well. So that is a little unfortunate, but it's not the end of the world either. It's not at all. Looks really good, feels good in hand, doesn't have any loose joints, anything like that. Like I said about the shirt, you have to pull that whole shirt off like a traditional shirt. Pop the head off is probably the easiest way to do it. Slide it on over. You can replace it with the madness. Choose your own shirt adventure or go shirtless on your Macho Man, whatever you want to do. He does have his black gloves on both hands there. We do get the tassels. These are not soft good tassels like you would see with Jax, for instance, but they are sculpted in design here on the side of the pants and legs. The white and black, always a good look. Black and white looks good together all the time. We see it in the Penta figures from AEW. The issue is always the paint job. It's always a little tougher than normal paint job, and we see that with some of the overspray here on the Macho Man. We do get the final boot tassels. Those are sculpted in as well into the boot, so this is all new molding down here for the Macho Man, which looks really, really good. I'm going to try to slide these glasses on him, see how he looks with the glasses. We do got the indentions in the hair, so the glasses do pop right in there, and they do look good. Of course, the do-rag's got to fit over the top as well. Of course it does. It's a pretty good Macho Man, and this has got to be high up on the list of a lot of collectors because a lot of people missed out on the prior Macho Man, and since I'm talking about it, I might as well pull it out right now. Of course, the Ringside Collectibles Macho Man from back in the day. It was a Ringside Collectible exclusive, much like the Macho King. A lot of people missed out on this. There's been so many new collectors into the WWE line since this was released. It makes all the sense in the world. And I know the Greatest Hits line, we're getting a lot of direct re-release figures in the Mattel world right now, and I understand the reasoning for it. I'm not the biggest fan, obviously, since I already have the figures, but you got to think about the people that, you know, came after you and all that. I do get that. But I really do like it when they take an Elite style exclusive like this, but then make it as an Ultimate. I think that is the good work. That is what I would like to see them do more of in the future. And if they can, put a little twist on it. Make it a little bit different. So obviously the articulation is different here. The head sculpts are different. Pinless joints is different. But the pants are also different. You got the black and white over here. The pretty much straight black here. Streamers on the side of the legs here. None there. You got a plastic version shirt there. Soft goods here. Let's make it as different as possible with it basically being the exact same figure. And that's what I think Mattel really needs to look at with the Greatest Hits line. Any other exclusives to Ultimate Editions. Things like that. I think that is the way to go to market. How about we test the stands, of course. I always do the Ringside Collectible stand. Use discount code Kyle, save yourself 10% on your stands over at Ringside Collectibles. The best stands in the game. I use them for all kinds of stuff, as you guys know. And, of course, he fits perfectly on there. Like he was made to be on there is what that is like. But gotta say, this is a good Ultimate Edition. I'm going to have to kind of sleep on it a little bit to see where it lines up. I just recently did a top 5 Ultimate Editions of all time on my channel. I'm not sure. I'm not willing to step out and say, yeah, put him in the list right now. But boy, this is good. This is a lot better than I was expecting. I don't know what I was expecting. It's not that I had bad expectations of this figure. It just kind of is what it is a little bit is what I thought. But getting it in hand, it does feel very good. It is a good Macho. Got to figure out which head is the best for him. You know, choose your own head adventure, as we always say. But I got to think this is going to be a very popular one. We know Batista Target exclusive was very popular. This is going to be more popular just because it is the Macho Man. He is very iconic, especially to many age brackets. A lot of people are going to want this, and especially with it being the NWO Gear one and so many NWO figures over the last couple of years, a lot of people don't have this. They're going to want this. So this is going to be hard to get for a little bit, but patience, it's a virtue, as they say, and we could all use a little bit more patience, myself included. You will be able to find this at Target. Hopefully your pre-orders come through. If not, be on the lookout. They seem to be hitting in 2s or 4s, depending on your store. We're going to see some Ultimate Edition overload, and I got to think the next 2 months or so we'll see this shipping out to stores. So very cool, very awesome to get Macho Man in the Ultimate line once again. I would love, and I do fully expect to see the throwback Ringside Collectibles Macho King exclusive from back in the day to get this very treatment. I think that'll probably be on the bucket list for next year with Mattel. They'll get the Ultimate Edition King Macho Man because at the end of the day, I know some people say I'm sick of the Hogans, Macho Man's Warriors. Take that business step back. That is what sells. That's what moves things through the registers. And as much as we love some of our current stars, they don't make quite the amount of money for the WWE and Mattel as some of the old names do. But we're seeing things grandfathered in a little bit like the Batistas of the world. So there is a little bit of a changing of the guard going on right now. But this Macho Man, very slick, very cool. I would say a must-have for almost every collector. Unless you're a person that only collects current stuff, you probably have to have this one. But what say you guys out there in YouTube land? You picking him up? You passing? You playing the long game? Let me know in the comments down below. And of course, you made it this far, you might as well like the video, subscribe to the channel, turn on the old notification bell, and of course, check out the Patreon where you get videos like this much earlier than traditional YouTube, bonus content, exclusive content, toy giveaways every single month, and best of all, you do support the channel by supporting the Patreon, link in the description below. Follow along on social media, SirPaul64 on Twitter, Instagram, _Kyle_Peterson, ProWrestlingTees.com, search Kyle Peterson. So I'm going to go snap into a Slim Jim for the Macho Man. I'm Kyle, and I'll see you guys all real soon.